The fear in the heart of Batista.
Anatomy of John Cena explored. John Cena, a name that has become synonymous with the WWE ever since his debut in the promotion all the way back in 2002. He slowly became one of the most decorated superstars of his generation through the years. Sure, many wouldn't consider Cena the most accomplished performers in the ring. Still, his ability to build instant chemistry with various wrestlers possessing different fighting styles propelled him to greatness. Add to that his unmatched mic skills, and he was virtually unbeatable. But how did the C-Nation leader dominate the wrestling world for almost a decade and a half? Who were some of his toughest rivals? Join us now as we explore the anatomy of Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, John Cena. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means an awful lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Aspirations of becoming a professional bodybuilder. Cena aspired to be a professional bodybuilder ever since his childhood days. In fact, he started lifting weights at a young age of 12, albeit to combat bullies who beat him up in school. Anyway, Cena was primed for his career goal and completed his graduation in exercise physiology in 1999. After that, he moved to Venice, California, known as the Mecca of bodybuilding, to pursue a career in that domain. The C-Nation leader worked as a limousine driver and in the Gold's Gym during this period of struggle. It was nearly impossible for him to buy the required supplements to build a strong physique and one day compete in the Mr. Olympia contest with such a meager earning. Hence, he gave up on his dream and decided to pursue a professional wrestling career instead. Choosing professional wrestling as a career. It isn't easy for an individual to give up on their long-term career goal and change it at the last instant, but Cena decided to take the punt and joined Ultimate Pro Wrestling in 1998. First, he took up formal training in the discipline that year, then became a wrestling prodigy the next year. However, he was not put into a wrestling ring straight away. Instead, the Massachusetts native started by contesting in wrestling matches in flea markets. It wasn't long before he moved to the role of an in-ring performer as the character, the Prototype. Furthermore, Cena even won the UPW Heavyweight Championship once, but his reign ended in just 27 days. His reign might have ended in a heartbeat, but he was destined for the long haul in the wrestling world. Joining WWE's developmental promotion, Cena finally caught a break in his quest to become a successful wrestler when he signed with WWE in 2001. Like many budding talents, he was sent to the Stanford-based promotion's developmental territory, Ohio Valley Wrestling. The franchise player continued to compete under the Prototype gimmick while in the Ohio-based promotion with some success. He won the OVW heavyweight title and the tag team gold during his time with OVW. Although Cena was part of the developmental scene, he competed against some of the main roster wrestlers in house shows during his time. When he ventured into the WWE main roster in 2002, he did so as part of the OVW 2002 class, which made it into the big leagues. The other members of the highly talented group of performers included future legends of the business such as Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and Batista. Ruthless aggression. When Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle issued an open challenge on a June 2002 edition of SmackDown, little did fans know that the blue-eyed youngster who answered the call would one day become an all-time wrestling great. Cena stormed to the squared circle, and when Angle asked what was different between him and the locker room, to which the debutant famously replied, "Ruthless aggression." He fought valiantly against an established superstar, and there were many instances in their fast-paced encounter when it felt that Cena would cause an upset. However, Angle used his experience to thwart the rookie and won the match, not before the fans had witnessed a future wrestling star in action for the first time. Cena continued to compete on the blue brand as part of a normal gimmick, and it seemed he would be lost amidst a host of superstars who were better than him, both character-wise and in the ring. His career needed a spark to make it big in the wrestling industry, and thankfully, it came at the right time. The Doctor of Thugonomics. Wrestling is much about a gimmick as it is about actual ring work. If the audience is not invested in a performer's character, it doesn't matter whether they conjure masterclasses each time they step into ring, they're destined to fail. And in the absence of a catchy gimmick at the start of his main roster career, Cena was struggling to woo the fans. That was until Stephanie McMahon overheard him engaged in an impromptu rap battle with Rey Mysterio and Rikishi in the backseat of a bus. The boss's daughter saw immense potential in Cena's rap game and made it a part of his gimmick, giving birth to the Doctor of Thugonomics character, which saw the talented wrestler perform freestyle rap before his matches, wearing loose sports shirts, denim 3/4, and a reversed cap. To top it all, he wore a thick chain across his neck, chain gang style, earning the moniker of the Chain Gang Leader. This new character breathed life into Cena's main roster career as he never looked back. After failing to qualify for an opportunity to become the WWE Champion in the 2004 No Way Out event, he defeated the 500-pound giant Big Show at WrestleMania 20 to win his first singles title with the company, the United States Championship, becoming WWE's top guy. Cena was mainly involved in U.S. title matches throughout 2004, dropping the title twice before regaining it. By the start of 2005, it was apparent that he was destined for bigger things. Even though he ended up the runner-up in the 2005 Royal Rumble match, he still became the #1 contender for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21 after beating Kurt Angle at that year's No Way Out pay-per-view. The C-Nation leader's opponent at the Show of Shows, then WWE Champion JBL, who was portraying the character of a despicable heel. During the build-up to their encounter at Mania, Cena lost his U.S. title to JBL's associate Orlando Jordan due to blatant interference by the WWE Champion's villainous ensemble, The Cabinet. When the momentous night finally arrived, Cena defeated JBL convincingly to win his first ever WWE title. The Stanford-based promotion had got its newest top guy, but who could have predicted then that it was just the beginning of a domination, which has rarely been seen in the WWE. How large is John Cena? John Cena has always focused on maintaining a supreme physique, even though venturing into the wrestling industry. But what did the Doctor of Thugonomics weigh during the peak of his powers? Well, he was billed at an impressive 251 pounds during his prime. What about his height? Cena stood at a decent 6 feet 1 inch. That's great. How about his magnificent biceps? His biceps reportedly measured an astounding 20 inches, fully complementing his overall frame. Cena's chest circumference was about 50 inches, making him stand out amongst the peers. When it comes to shoes, wrestlers usually wear sizes that are the stuff of dreams for the general audience. However, in Cena's case, his shoe size, which is 11, is still believable for a mere mortal, perhaps the only thing mortal about the distinguished performer. Staying at the pinnacle of the promotion. In professional wrestling, just like in life, reaching the top of the mountain is difficult, but many top athletes would attest that staying at the very top is even harder. It was no different for Cena. After winning his first WWE title, everyone wondered how his career with the company would pan out. The answer? He stayed at the top card of the wrestling juggernaut for years, and it wasn't a tad bit easy, as even though he portrayed a babyface character who was supposed to be loved by the audience, certain sections of the fans still booed him. Talk about a more divisive wrestler than Cena, particularly in the ruthless aggression era. While the constant criticism of what detractors thought was the case of over-the-top booking never really stopped, he managed to gain the respect of some of the haters through his grittiness. All the while, he stayed at the top of the WWE food chain until he became a part-time superstar. Some of his toughest rivals. When wrestlers have been actively part of a promotion for almost 1.5 decades, they're bound to have some rivalries that will forever be etched into wrestling folklore. Sure, the villainous Randy Orton has been the perfect foil for a babyface Cena over the years. However, we'd start with a blockbuster battle of generations. Yes, we're talking about the two epic back-to-back WrestleMania matchups between John Cena and The Rock. It felt like WWE had booked itself in a corner when it was announced a year ago that this mouth-watering encounter would headline WrestleMania 28, particularly keeping in mind the Great One's strenuous Hollywood schedule. This meant the onus was on Cena to keep the rivalry alive throughout the years, with only a few confrontations between the two heading into their epic showdown. The Marine actor did a stupendous job maintaining the heat between the two generational stars for a long time. When the two did collide on the Night of Nights, the fans were split as the two legends served up an all-time classic. The Rock capitalized on a tactical error by Cena to pick up the win. It was the success of this historic collision that the clash that was dubbed as a once-in-a-lifetime affair happened again the next year at WrestleMania 29. This time, it was the franchise player's turn to pick up the win and the WWE Championship. Who could forget the symbolic passing of the torch moment after the match wherein the Brahma Bull raised the hands of Cena at the Titatron? Simply iconic. Now that we've discussed a rivalry that raised temperatures because of the firepower involved, let's look at a feud that resulted from outstanding character work, particularly on Orton's part. The 2009 beef between the Viper and Cena had everything. Outstanding chemistry in the squared circle? Check. Despicable acts from the heel wrestler? Check. Making the rivalry personal by attacking the babyface's family member, fodder in this case? Check. The hallmark of successful wrestling feud is that it is as intense in the build-up as in the actual match, and this rivalry was perfect on both these parameters. Hence, regardless of the era, it is one of the most famous tussles between two wrestlers in WWE. Now, many other superstars lit up the wrestling ring with Cena. CM Punk immediately springs to mind. Edge was another performer who was always a handful for the 5-time United States champion. Meanwhile, Kurt Angle at the start of Cena's career and Roman Reigns at the latter stage of its time with WWE were more than capable adversaries. Career highlight. Where do we even start with this one? When there are so many accolades, it is impossible to pinpoint a handful of moments. Nevertheless, let's give it a try. We've already mentioned Cena's love affair with the US title. It is a well-documented fact that he stands shoulder to shoulder with the nature boy Ric Flair when it comes to winning 16 world championships. But how many of them are WWE titles? Well, the Doctor of Thugonomics has won the Stanford-based promotion's flagship strap a whopping 13 times. Additionally, he has won the 30-man Royal Rumble match not once, but twice. Cena also won the 2012 Money in the Bank ladder match in one occasion, albeit his cash-in didn't end successfully. Moreover, he's been a part of the WrestleMania main event an impressive 5 times. However, despite having a total of 25 championship reigns with the global wrestling phenomenon, the Intercontinental title has proved to be elusive for Cena. Perhaps a maiden IC strap win for him during his 2025 retirement tour? Cena's signature moves. Every wrestler has a sequence of maneuvers in the ring that becomes synonymous with them throughout their careers. In Cena's case, his 5 moves of doom sequence involved a couple of flying shoulder blocks, followed by a hip toss. A spinning powerbomb came next, after which came his famous 5-knuckle shuffle move, and then he finished off his adversaries either by an attitude adjustment or the SDFU submission hold. Many of Cena's naysayers weren't exactly fond of his limited repertoire, but it is also a fact that he put an absolute clinic in the ring with his handful of maneuvers. The latter years of his time with WWE saw him add new wrestling moves to his arsenal, including the infamous 6th move of doom that he debuted in 2018. There was palpable excitement amongst the wrestling faithful when the Chain Gang leader announced that he was working on a new finisher. However, the fans were left disappointed when he first used the move in the 2018 Super Showdown PLE. Cena's highly anticipated move was nothing more than a fancy punch known as a lightning fist, which he landed on Elias's jaw to pick up the victory in the event held in Melbourne, Australia. Needless to say, he did use the dreaded 6th move of doom many more times after that. The C Nation leader's hardcore workout routine. John Cena has always loved a good workout, and seeing his perfectly chiseled body, it's no secret that he devotes a ton of time to the gym. But what does his training regimen look like? Worry not, folks, as we've got you covered. Cena works out 5 days a week with 2 days reserved as rest days. Mondays are for the leg and calf area, including seated calf raises with 10 sets of 10 to 20 reps, leg press with 5 sets of 20 reps, and standing single leg curls with 4 sets of 20 to 25 reps, followed by the standing calf raises with 4 sets of 25 reps, hack squats with 3 sets of 15 reps, squats with 4 sets of 10 reps, and leg extension with 4 sets of 15 reps. Cena focuses on the chest portion on Tuesdays. This sees him do 3 to 4 sets of 20 reps of incline machine press, 3 to 4 sets of 15 reps of machine flies, 3 to 4 sets of 20 reps of incline bench press, 3 sets of 15 reps of cable flies, and finally, bench press with 3 sets of 10 reps to finish Tuesday's workout. Wednesdays are dedicated to the arms. The bicep exercises include 3 sets of 12 reps of standing cable curls, standing barbell curls, and seated dumbbell curls, and 5 sets of 12 reps of preacher curls. Regarding the tricep area, the Peacemaker actor does 3 sets of 20 reps of overhead skull crushers, rope press downs, and seated barbell tricep extensions. single arm cable pushdowns with 3 sets of 10 reps, tricep dip 4 sets to failure, and lying tricep extension with 6 sets to failure complete the Wednesday schedule. The wrestler turned actor's Thursday workout is focused around the shoulder area. He does 5 sets of 20 reps of machine overhead press, machine side lateral raises, and rear delt cable flies. Furthermore, Cena does 3 sets of 10 reps of seated military press, seated overhead press, and standing barbell press. Additionally, he does 3 sets of 12 reps of dumbbell lateral presses. Cena emphasizes the back portion in his Friday workout. He does 4 sets of 20 reps of high rows, high pulse, and shrugs, followed by 5 sets of 12 to 20 reps of arm dumbbell rows and barbell rows. The Bumblebee star does 5 sets of 20 reps of lateral pull-downs, 4 sets of 8 to 15 reps of deadlifts and pull-ups with 4 sets to failure. If you thought that this was all regarding Cena's comprehensive workout, then you'd be wrong, as he follows up each day's schedule with an abdominal exercise. This involves 1 set of 60 reps of abdominal crunches or 3 sets of 1 minute of plank. Additionally, knee to elbow planks of 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps make up his abdominal routine. Phew, that's a long and arduous workout routine. No wonder it is the training regimen of a 16-time world champion. His diet. Such a tough workout routine warrants a similar dietary plan to complement it. Hence, it's no surprise that Cena has to consume 7 meals daily to keep up with his exercise schedule. But what does each of his meals look like? Well, today's first meal includes 6 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 4 scrambled eggs, bacon, Swiss cheese, and sautéed veggies. Cena's second meal usually consists of either a protein bar or 2 scoops of whey protein. Salads, 2 chicken breasts, and 100 grams of brown rice make up his third meal. The fourth meal of the day includes tuna and whole wheat pita bread. The fifth meal is exactly similar to the third meal. When it comes to the sixth meal, it consists of vegetables, chicken or fish, and pasta. Cena's seventh and final meal of the day includes a protein shake and cottage cheese with low-fat content. When it comes to cheat meals, he doesn't like to call them exactly that, but he still likes to give in to his cravings occasionally. The high-calorie foods that he can't resist include pizzas and ice cream. Us, Cena, us. Feats of strength. After looking at Cena's intense training routine, it wouldn't be a surprise for fans to see his incredible feats of strength in a WWE ring. Who could forget him stacking and lifting both the Big Show and Edge on his shoulders at the WrestleMania 25 event for his finisher, the Attitude Adjustment. The fact that Show weighed around 500 pounds at the time and the Rated R Superstar 250 pounds make his display of strength all the more interesting. Putting on a combined weight of 750 pounds atop the shoulder of a performer in the ilk of Cena, who weighs around 250 pounds, is nothing short of magic. This, plus his lifting some of the biggest superstars in WWE history, such as Mark Henry, Kane, and Viscera, on his shoulders, was further proof of his insane strength. Hollywood comes calling. John Cena started his Hollywood career in 2006 when he starred in WWE Studios' movie, The Marine. He also acted in another one of the wrestling juggernaut's movie projects called 12 Rounds in 2008. However, it wasn't until 2015 that the franchise player started getting regular movie roles. He appeared in movies like Trainwreck and Sisters and provided his voice for animated films such as Surf's Up, Wave Mania, and Ferdinand. Naturally, this meant that his schedule with WWE got more and more lighter as his career in Los Angeles blossomed. After giving so many years of his life to the wrestling world, who could blame him for pursuing the opportunity of becoming an even bigger global star than he already was? Certainly not those diehard fans of his. Transition into a part-time wrestling schedule. As discussed in the previous section, in order to fulfill his Hollywood commitments, Cena started appearing less and less in the WWE. Still, he frequently appeared on the Stanford-based promotions programming, especially on special TV shows and PLEs, until the start of 2019. It was then that he slowly transitioned into a part-time wrestling schedule. Cena appeared in the WrestleMania 35 event during a segment when he brought back his Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick and beat up Elias. Barring another appearance on Raw in July, the C-Nation leader was nowhere to be seen on WWE programming throughout the remainder of 2019. Cena competed in the pandemic-struck WrestleMania 36 event in 2020, wherein he faced The Fiend, aka Bray Wyatt in a cinematic Firefly Funhouse match. After that, WWE fans had to wait for more than a year to catch a glimpse of the 16-time world champion when he appeared at the 2021 Money in the Bank PLE to confront Roman Reigns. The two accomplished performers locked horns at that year's SummerSlam event for Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal title, but predictably, Cena lost the match. 2022 saw him appearing in a July edition of Monday Night Raw to commemorate his 20 years on the main roster. However, wrestling fanatics who were clamoring for his presence in the ring had to wait till the 30th of December that year to see him in action. In 2023, Cena competed in a WrestleMania match after a gap of 3 years, albeit in a losing effort against Austin Theory. The same year, he stacked up the most number of appearances on WWE programming since moving to a part-time schedule. As for 2024, the WWE 2K23 cover star famously appeared in the WrestleMania 40 Night 2 main event to aid Cody Rhodes. He extended his stay in Philadelphia for one more night as he appeared in the Raw After Mania to team up with Awesome Truth to dispatch the Judgment Day, making it big in showbiz. While many past wrestlers have appeared in Hollywood movies, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's 2001 move from WWE to the movie industry opened a pathway for the grapplers that was not thought of previously. Dave Bautista, aka Batista, was the next to foray into the film business and received critical acclaim. And seeing that John Cena had already starred in movies as far back as 2006, it felt like a matter of when rather than if he entered showbiz. While 2015 saw him grab substantial roles in movies, 2018 saw him portray a leading role in the Transformers spin-off prequel movie Bumblebee. This helped endorse his credentials for bigger roles down the line. Hence, it wasn't much of a surprise when Cena appeared in the famous Fast and Furious series in the 9th and 10th installments of the franchise. However, his biggest break came when he portrayed the character of Peacemaker in James Gunn's Suicide Squad in 2021. Reprising the role in the series with the same name in 2022, Cena became a successful actor in Hollywood with many movie projects in the pipeline. 2025 Retirement Tour. John Cena's appearance in WWE programming never presents a dull moment. However, fans were well shocked when the Chain Gang leader announced at the 2024 Money in the Bank PLE that he would embark on a retirement tour in 2025. The only silver lining in this was that he would be competing in almost all the 2025 PLEs, and it would be a proper goodbye for his fans rather than a hastily arranged retirement match. But who could be Cena's possible opponents before he calls it quits on his WWE career? Head to the video on this channel where we have speculated on his potential opponents. Anyways, the audience could find solace in the fact that Cena is scheduled to make around 36 appearances in WWE as part of his retirement tour in 2025. As much as his hanging up of his wrestling boots is painful, it is somewhat comforting that the 16-time world champion is going out with a bang. Speaking of 16 world titles, could a record-breaking 17th world title be on the cards? Well, why not? Marvelous verdict. What John Cena has achieved in his illustrious wrestling career is the stuff of dreams for many. Staying atop at a wrestling promotion, especially WWE, for mere months is considered an achievement for a regular wrestler. Cena reigned supreme in such a competitive company for years, and such was his resolve that even after facing the flack of a major section of fans, he continued to strive towards wrestling immortality. It would be fair to say that Cena is the living embodiment of his motto, never give up.